Hello, friends. How are you? How's things? What's going on in your world? You should let me know about that in the comments. Seriously. Go tell me something. Yesterday, did something a little different, showed you a video while I talked. We're doing the same thing today, only this time I'm showing you a project that I'm working on or that I built. This was a shot, I shot this past weekend, over Saturday and Sunday, and it's a simple project. And that's kind of the point of the video. The project, dumb, right? Project started with a very simple text from my sister who said, hey, do you think you could build me this? This is a shelf with a backsplash type sort of thing that sits on top of a washer and dryer. And it basically keeps you from dropping stuff behind the washer and dryer because she does that a lot. And her washers and dryer are super duper heavy and she can't get back there, so she wanted me to build her something. And I said, yeah, absolutely. That's how it starts. Yes, I can build it. In this particular case, no problem. I have a shop full of tools. I know how to build it. I just need to go buy some wood, put it together, right? So we're going to build a simple plywood panel. We're going to start. I bought some 1x8s and I ripped those down. I jointed those. I ripped them down, got them to a usable width, figured out which boards I were going to use to build the top, joined those together, ripped the sides, whatever. It's a very simple project. But here's the thing. The thing I really want to talk about. This is a prime example of a project where somebody says, can you build this? Yes. The answer to that is yes. However, there's a different question there. Some people's question is, maybe not a question, but some people's assumptions are, I can build that cheaper. You probably cannot. That's probably not true. I don't remember what the price was of the shelf my sister showed me, but I spent $30-ish on 6 1x8s, plus some screws, stain, tools, whatever. Let's say I spent $45 on materials for this project. That's technically cheaper than the one that she could have bought off of Amazon or wherever she was looking. But it's screwed together, or it's dowel jointed, number not 2-ish grade, probably number 3-ish grade. Like they say 2 or better, it's not. Cupped pine with lots of knots that you put together in a weekend, whatever. Is mine better? Probably not. Is mine as good? Maybe not even that. I would say mine is probably worse than what you could buy for the equivalent amount of materials costs. Now, the difference is, in this particular situation, my sister's house is a rustic themed house. So I have built her some other things in this laundry room that are just rustic grade poplar, that are intentionally industrial looking. I put them on some pipe, black iron pipe, bases, that sort of stuff. So having a knotty pine that's a little bit dinged up, that has some scratch marks, that's kind of the aesthetic. So you can get away with that. Having not super clean joints works with that aesthetic. I did get pretty decent joints on these boards, but it's kind of difficult when you're talking about dealing with pine. If you don't know, pine is a very unforgiving wood. It is the beginner wood, quote, beginner wood. But if you've ever tried to work with it, it's not very beginner friendly. I do not recommend starting with pine. It is easy to dent, easy to chip, easy to blow out. It's just not beginner friendly. You're not going to get as tight joints as you can get with a good hardwood. You're not going to get, it's just going to be a problem. Especially when you're dealing with number 2-ish grade, whatever your box store has. It's going to be super pitchy. It's going to gum up your tools. I have to clean my blade after cutting just 6 boards. It needs a serious scrub. It has pine pitch all over it. It's kind of a pain to work with. It is not an easy wood to work with. That being said, if you're just screwing some boards together and you don't really care what they look like, it's pretty good. It's pretty okay. You can typically screw these boards together with no pre-drilling and they won't split because the wood is so porous. The nice thing about pine for a project like this is it's very light. So she can pick it up and put it on her washer and dryer, no problem. It's not a super heavy, dense wood. But it's very it's misleading to tell somebody, especially a beginner, that pine is the like beginner's wood, because I personally believe that's not the case at all. I believe it's kind of an advanced woodworker's wood. If you can make clean, safe, or clean, well-jointed projects out of pine, you're probably, you know, pretty well off as a woodworker. I would bet if you hadn't tried a more hardwood, you would probably have amazing results with hardwoods. But for a simple thing like this, easy to glue together, easy to slap together in a weekend. It took me probably 3 hours total to build this piece. It's not finished. It's sitting just off, off to my left, torn back apart. I screw it together for the video. You'll see it at the end, but it's not. I need to sand it. I need to stain it, and clear coat it, and do all that kind of stuff before I finish put it together. It will also get rubber feet added to it, so it'll sit kind of in the pockets of her washer and dryer. So you're not going to get to see the finished project here, but I thought it would be neat to walk through my thoughts about working with pine, with taking that project where you go, I can build that, or I can make that cheaper, and really think about what that means. Can I make a store-grade project from pine cheaper than what I could buy it? No. Like this board, this panel that I've glued up is wonky. It's got warps and bends and twists. I'm going to pull it together with screws using the side rail pieces to kind of force it flat, but it's not a flat board. When you go to the store and buy this, it will be a big flat board. They used a gigantic planer sanding machine to make that board flat. I don't own that. If you do, maybe you can build this cheaper. However, be warned, pine will gum up your sanders. Whether it's a palm sander or it's a giant wide belt sander, pine will destroy your belts. You have to be aware of those things. Take the hobby of woodworking as a hobby and accept the fact that you're not building these projects cheaper than you can buy them, and that's okay. That's not the goal. The goal is to build it custom. My sister couldn't find one that was the correct width and depth for her. She couldn't find one that had sides tall enough for her. She couldn't find one that matched the decor in the room. So what do you do in that situation? Well, in that situation, I can build it cheaper than you can buy it. Because if you're going to go to a cabinet shop and ask them to build this thing, they're going to charge you hundreds of dollars. I would charge a customer probably $150 to make this for them. That might seem outrageous to you, but I'm spending a lot of time and a lot of my tools in this shop building it. It is what it is. So hopefully this was interesting. At least you got to watch something new today and see a project come to life. Maybe when I get it installed in her house, I will take some pictures and show it to you, probably on social media. So you should follow me on Instagram. That'd be the place I'd put it. Okay, let me know what you think of that. Let me know if you liked that, if that was fun, and if I should do more of those in the future when I build projects. What I found, nope, we'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll just make that a separate video. Thank you for watching. Please go down and leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Please like the video if you haven't done that. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. I appreciate you very much for doing that. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's 1,000 plus little things happy, successful people do differently. We have been learning 10 things you must give up to move forward. Number 9, overlooking the positive points in your life. What we see often depends entirely on what we're looking for. Do your best and surrender the rest. When you stay stuck in regret over the life you think you should have had, you end up missing the beauty of what you do have. Start being thankful for the good things in your life right now. We've talked about it earlier in this book, but remembering gratitude it's not BS. I know the gratitude journal thing sounds like BS. It's not. Like, maybe sit and think about things you're thankful for.